As the new world and era unfolds, many are remembering what we've been taught to forget by this system of control, of deception, of manipulation, of disillusion, disinformation to keep us downtrodden, and forgotten where we've come from and what we actually are. Because if you can control the dynamics of the mind and limit the information flow of what the consensus reality understands to be the potential and capacity of the mind. Those who wish to wield the power will and have been controlling, but things are ending and many are remembering. Remembering what, you might ask? How to find yourself, how to know thyself, what the nature of God in this reality is. And the fact that we all hold the blueprint of the fractal nature of reality within us. Learn to, you know that about that junk DNA? Isn't that one of the dumbest things you ever heard? Why don't you learn it is dormant DNA, and you can learn to turn it back on. If magic is the art and science of causing a change in one's reality in conformity with their will, then everybody is participating in acting within the definition of magic all the time without realizing it. We're taught the exoteric version, all right? And with the age of Aquarius, what that means, which has been unfolding for a long time, is the merging into the unity. And you see that trying to be distorted through things like a one world government, a one world religion. No, it's not a government controlled religion. That's the manipulation and falsification, the false creation of what is actually happening. They're creating an illusion that that's what it has to mean. That's where we're going. The real age of Aquarius is the merging of all the teachings and all the esoteric and knowledge that's been kept secret, and remembering that it's all contained within ourselves. And it's time to remember. It's time to go inward. And this is all about controlling your mind and learning the esoteric psychology, biology, and how that reflects in the as above, so below. We are the microcosmic representation of the macrocosmic universe. And if magic is the art and science of learning to willfully control your reality, and you're not controlling your reality and not aware of it, someone else is, other forces are, and they will continue to try to manipulate you. But a lot of people get into magic and they get into ritual and they join groups, and that's fine if you want to do that. But one of the things Age of Aquarius symbolizes is that that's not going to be necessary anymore. The secrets are coming to light. We see this happening all around us in various realms of this reality, different entertainment. Like look all the stuff that, just Puff Daddy, all politics. They're what I'm trying to say, let me stay on track. You can get into practicing magic and stuff and doing rituals. I think it's very important and valuable to learn about all that stuff and educate yourselves and be open to ideas that are very foreign to you and may make you uncomfortable. But what I've learned in my years of having interest in this, being open, like to the fringe sides of reality most, if not all, of my life for various reasons. Magic, to me, the art and science of esoteric psychology, the science part, in my opinion, is meditation. It's the left brain, it's the logical, it's the practical. The art is the intuitive, the imaginative, the emotional. And that is the prayer. And if you can understand this and start to dedicate yourself to meditation and prayer, you will begin to realize that we're in a time now where if you truly start to grasp meditation and prayer, they can become one. It can become the purple pill. And the middle path, like, call it what you want. Purple pill is something that popped into my head the other day. Purple pills, but not that purple pills. Meditation and prayer are I'm not going to say the most efficient ways, but they're the most natural and straightforward ways to develop yourself. So many people get into magic because they want to, they want wealth, they want power and fame, they want to control people. That's like, you could call that sorcery, dark manipulation, intimidation, just power dynamics. It's a parasitic way of working with energy. But if you focus on meditation and prayer, that's how you truly begin to delve into self-development and know thyself. The kingdom of heaven is within. It really is. And the more you begin to remember this through your practices, you'll realize, like, the things people are trying to do with AI and, have these spiritual revelations, like, you can do that through prayer and meditation. Not only that, you can learn to reprogram your mind. And it takes work. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's work that is worthwhile and has worked wonders for me, absolutely changing my life. And it's a journey that once you really step into it and start to understand the potential and capacity for self-development and change and embodying that which you wish to be, embodying the change you wish to see in the world, you don't have to flaunt anything. You become it, dude. Like, breathe it, be it. It's so easy, especially nowadays, that's like spirituality and stuff is trending. I say spirituality like kind of what you could consider new age, which just is the monopolized version of the spiritual journey, which should be a very personal thing. Again, do whatever you want and whatever calls to you. Join groups, like, find gurus, like, but that's not what I'm about. That's not what's worked for me. You can always learn. Everyone can be a teacher if you commit to always remaining a student, But I've experienced and brushed elbows and, had friendships, relationships, semi-working relationships with people into magic, but didn't, for if you're committed to becoming a vessel for the divine, so to speak, there has to be minimal ego and self-interest in a way. I mean, there's self-interest in terms of bettering yourself and self-growth, but to be an instrument for the divine, you can't be doing it for reasons of trying to become famous and cool and clout chasing and earning titles, and that will get you places, but those aren't the places I want to go. And oftentimes when I've, you know, rubbed up against these circles, I find myself walking away once I get to know these people better in these situations and what they're into, and it just comes down to having different uh, philosophy on magic and magical ethics. What you are are willing to do, not capable of doing. Capable of doing a lot, but I'm not in this to control people or gain an upper hand on anybody. I've come to this stuff out of desperation, and the fact that I'm still alive through all I've been through, not to say woe is me, dude. My suffering has been my greatest gifts, and you can learn to look at your suffering as that as well. But I've come to this because I had no other options other than ending my life. And that's the true surrender. And now that I've been, dude, no one's an expert on this stuff. Again, like I said, once you start to understand what this can become and just how all of the interconnectedness of all of this, you realize it's something that is something you'll be doing and committed to happily and joyfully, even when it hurts, till your final breath. God, it's so beautiful out. I thought life was so ugly for the longest time, most of my life, and I was really self-destructive and always caught up in a scarcity mindset, thinking I didn't have enough, life is against me, the universe is against me. That's all stuff that's been intertwined into my family generationally, generational curses, family curses. And what I've learned also by committing to the path that I am on, which there is no path. That's how you know you're on the path. I love the paradoxical pandemonium of this journey. And I feel so blessed and grateful to be on it and truly find the blessings within every step. I know where I'm headed. I know what my goals are. And I'm going to get there at all costs. I don't care what it takes, because the journey, I shouldn't say that. I don't care what it takes from myself. I'm not about interfering, especially negatively, with anyone else's experience here. Even interfering directly with good intentions is interfering with another's free will. So that's what I mean by becoming and embodying that which you wish to be and express and show to people who've been in your shoes, especially addiction, uncovering traumas that go deep back into your family lineage and were right under your nose the whole time. But you weren't ready. You might not have been ready. If you uncovered all of this at once, well, that's a almost foolproof way to psychosis. Sometimes divine madness is appropriate and necessary and can be very helpful, but it's all about finding balance. And what are you doing this for? To make yourself cool, get that spiritual clout, buy your spiritual ego? Or are you really trying to spread a message that's saved your life? Because, again, not that I'm an expert, but I am at a point where I know I've made an impact on some people, and it means the world to me to know that I've been able to do that. It's something I never would have dreamed I'd be able to do, even if it's a small number, like, Uh, the people who have showed up in such immense ways and responded in such ways that I know beautiful things are happening and a beautiful journey awaits. A tumultuous, chaotic one awaits, but it's always been that way, and I'd have it no other way. But you get better at surfing the cosmic chaos and void walking. But yeah, you can do whatever you want, do it for whatever reason you want, but those who are on the path see. And some of us have had such interesting extreme life circumstances that we see in ways that most would never believe. So have faith, meditate, pray, educate yourself on these things, and do good.